This is a room tour of room on the MSC Grandiosa 11184. Now, as you can see, they have the old style kind of room electricity control where you have to put your key card in it, but fortunately they just leave a key card in there so that you don't necessarily have to deal with that. Um, my key card was separate from this. There are the light switches. It's the general configuration. This is an interior cabin. It just so happened that the beds were together when I first got into the room. And there's multiple light switches, so I was just checking all of that out. The bathroom is fantastic. It's got that big kind of rounded glass covering the shower, which was really great. I just showed you there. There's a huge step up into the bathroom, so you really have to be careful. I loved that it had this little magnifying mirror. I know some people don't care for those, but the storage in here was fantastic. More than enough room for two people. The area, again, the shower was very spacious. So, especially if you're a larger person or like me, you got big goddess size hips, you're going to fit in there just fine. Not going to have any trouble. They have shampoo and body gel. It just so happened that my shampoo was completely empty. If you're interested, I have another video that I'm going to post in the future. I actually was in two different rooms, and there was a significant difference in my room stewards, and I'm going to do a video about how the room steward can make or break your room experience. There are hooks in the hallway outside of the door. There's also hooks on the back of the bathroom door. There, of course, the information about where you are on the ship, where your muster station is, the emergency details that you never pay any attention to, and may you never, never need them. But that's all right on the back of the door. Then there's the full length mirror, which again, very handy when you're getting dressed for dinner. And this room, I feel like, now I have not cruised a ton, but this room's pretty tight. It's just right around, snug right in around that queen size bed. But there's everything that you need. I love these little touch lights that are right next to you. There's a reading light and then a regular upper light. There's a USB right to the left of this light contraption. In a second you're going to see the little USB symbol. So if you had sleep apnea, I have no idea if you can plug those machines in with a USB, but there is not a plug by the bed that I was aware of. So if you have a sleep apnea machine that needs a real plug-in, you're going to have to do a little bit more research about how that all works out. There is so many plugs. There were the two European plugs, the two United States plugs, and if you're traveling with two different people and those four plugs on the desk, or those two USA plugs on the desk isn't enough, take one European adapter. That way then you'll have more than two United States plugs that you can use. I loved this little thing that you just saw, which was a little, two little benches that you could move around the room. And I actually really liked those. One was a bit squishy and I could sit on it, and the other one was solid on top and I could use it as a table to set things on. As you can see, the closets are really spacious. Again, just enough for two people. I don't know why this room steward has all these weird plastic hangers from the laundry and a store, and I don't know. It just made the room feel a little cheap. But again, I'm going to do this video about the differences in room stewards because I don't know, it was really interesting to me. But the closet space is solid. There is a TV that's right across from the bed if that's your jam. I never watch TV on a cruise because I'm too busy with all the silly activities. But of course, there is a TV, and I'm sorry I can't really speak to the amount of things that you can see on there. But they did have um, the breakfast order sheets in there so that you can kind of see what's on the breakfast order. If you're interested, I did get breakfast every morning, and so if you'd like me to do a video about that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do something specific about the breakfast that they can bring to the room every day. But this is the sheet that you would use to order that breakfast, and then of course you just put it out on the door handle by a certain time, and then they'll bring you breakfast in the morning. I felt like this room was very solid. It was a nice little home for the 17 days that I was on the ship. It was very comfortable. It had everything that I needed. The beds were comfortable, the pillows were comfortable. I didn't feel like the bed was too hard or too soft. It was just Goldilocks right there in the middle, which was perfect. And of course, I'm traveling solo, so I thought there was tons of room. But again, if you're a couple in there and you are somewhat organized, you're going to have way more than enough space that you really need. But if you start tossing things around, then you're going to have a little bit of a trouble for sure. Now, there is the do not disturb and the please make up my room signs, and then a newer form, a newer kind of thermometer thing. But in this particular room, the air conditioning didn't work very well. Um, and so I actually had trouble with it and asked the room steward about it, and he just said, well, the ship's not moving, so the air's not running. But then when I asked him again about it later, he said that room actually had difficulty with the air conditioning and it didn't stay very cool in that room, which I found interesting that other rooms were better for that. So, thank you so much for checking out this room tour of the MSC Grandiosa interior room. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments down below. I'm going to do a live after I've posted all of my MSC content to answer all your questions. Thank you so much and have a great day. Talk to you soon.